Hi, I'm Chuck Bailey, GIS Specialist, Agricultural Program Specialist for the Nebraska Farm Service Agency. We would like to provide some reminders for reporting your crop acres to your local Farm Service Agency office. Accurate acreage reports are required to maintain eligibility for most USDA agricultural programs. This includes benefits for the safety net programs such as ARC PLC or marketing authorization loans, disaster programs, the Conservation Reserve Program, Congress-approved ad hoc programs such as CFAP and WIP, and insurance programs from RMA. It's important to remember that program benefits may be impacted by failing to file an accurate acreage report. The deadline to report crops for fall seeded crops is November 15th. For program year 2021, the deadline was November 15th, 2020. This includes fall seeded small grains such as wheat, oats, and rye, and apiculture, or honeybees. The spring acreage reporting deadline is July 15th. For program year 2021, this will be July 15th of 2021. This includes all spring planted crops such as corn, soybeans, grain sorghum, sugar beets, and cover crops, as well as acres enrolled in the Conservation Reserve Program and perennial forage acres such as pastures and hay. In addition to the fall and spring acreage reporting deadlines, Nebraska has some special deadlines to keep in mind as well. Grapes in Lancaster County must be reported by January 15th in order to be timely filed. Grapes in all other counties must be reported by July 15th. For producers with non-insured disaster assistance coverage, or NAP, those crops need to be reported by the earlier of the established acreage reporting date or the established normal harvest date for the end of the coverage period. For value loss and controlled environment crops, this is September 30th of the ensuing crop year. For honey, this is January 2nd of the crop year, or within 30 days the colony is acquired, brought into, or removed from the county. It's important to keep these acreage reporting dates in mind, as crops reported after those dates are considered late filed and fees may apply. When reporting your acres to your county office, they will need to know where the crop is planted, what the crop is, the crop type, the intended use, the irrigation practice, the date the crop was planted, and the producers and shares for the crop. Your county office will provide producer maps for you to record this information. However, you can also record it on notebook paper or a calendar or another document, and then transfer that to the producer map. When drawing on the producer map, it's important to distinguish between planted areas and non-planted areas in a field. For example, waterways, trees, ponds, etc. need to be drawn out separate from planted areas such as corn and soybeans. All of the cropland acres should be accounted for. If you are unable to plant your crop due to a natural disaster, those must be reported to your county office no earlier than the final plant date for the crop, but no later than 15 days after the final plant date in order to be considered timely filed. A CCC 576 notice of loss is required for prevented acres. Acres that have failed due to a natural disaster must be reported before the destruction of the crop in order for the county office to verify the conditions. A CCC 576 is also required for failed acres as well. It's important to remember the difference between acreage reporting date and final plant date. When reporting your acres to the Farm Service Agency, make sure to make them aware of any operations changes as well. For instance, acquiring new ground or landowners acquiring a new operator, or if going from shares to cash rent or a percentage share change. It's important to make sure the farm records are accurate as well in order to remain eligible for USDA program benefits. Also, make sure your FSA office is aware of any physical land changes that may affect FSA programs. This includes new buildings or houses built on cropland, or cropland now being used for other agricultural uses or retired from agricultural use altogether, or trees and cropland broke out, increasing your cropland acres, or any land ownership changes, such as buying or selling farms. So with this information, your next step is to communicate with your local FSA office on completing the acreage reporting process. Most offices can complete the process through digital means, such as email, and answer questions by phone. You should be proactive in contacting your local FSA office to obtain your maps and complete the acreage reporting process timely to avoid late file fees. It's important to remember that county offices are trying to help several hundred to several thousand producers and landowners in each office. Contact your office as soon as possible after planning to provide your acreage reporting information and complete the reporting process. It's also very important for you to review the information on the maps and the information loaded by the county office on the FSA 578 for accuracy before you sign them. Once they are signed, you are agreeing that the information on the document is accurate and reported correctly for FSA program purposes. In closing, thank you for helping Nebraska FSA with the acreage reporting process. And remember, it's our goal to help you maintain eligibility for program benefits, and acreage reporting is a critical part of that process.